So as I was just scrolling through Twitter, I noticed something pop up on my timeline. These were some tweets from a user called Scotto, where he posted a couple of zombie ciphers solved within Season 3 Reloaded. Now I'm not exactly sure how he got his hands on these, because at the time of me recording this, I don't believe any Season 3 Reloaded content is out, but this has happened before, where you can access intel ciphers in game before the content actually releases. Then again, the update is due to come out a few hours from now, so maybe it's not too strange. But these are really the first Easter eggs solved within Season 3 Reloaded. We get ciphers every update: Season 3, Season 2 Reloaded, Season 2, Season 1. Every season trucks seem to add a couple of new ones into the game, and this update isn't any different. Usually a lot of the ciphers to me aren't that interesting, but since the storyline is getting a lot more juicy, we are having characters introduced that we've wanted for a long time. The One, Eddie potentially, more characters from within the Dark Aether. These ones I think you guys are going to like. So since I can't find any backstory on these ciphers, I can't give you guys any more information than what he's tweeted out. And I'm also wondering, are there more ciphers than this in Season 3 Reloaded? Or are these just the two? We do normally just get 2 or 3, so this might be all we have. But anyway, so this is the first one. It is an R cipher. The key that was used to solve this is Strauss and Carver, and when you decode it, it says this: Colonel, the threat is real. The entity hides in the darkest depths of the Dark Aether. It is waiting for its moment to enter our world and consume it as its own. That is why it seeks to manipulate us, because only we can let it in. Unless we can stop it, it will be our end. I will reach out later. Requiem will have noticed my absence by now. So that's the first cipher. Even though we aren't told who this is from, I'm assuming since one of the names in the key is Strauss, this might be from Dr. Strauss to the Colonel. Although I personally don't think we learned too much in here that we already didn't know. We've been told through intel and radios in game that there is someone, something in the Dark Aether waiting to escape. We believe that person to be the One, who also could be Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man together. But yeah, we're being told it's waiting in the Dark Aether, waiting for its moment to enter and consume our world. In Outbreak, if you go up to the giant crystals, there is that voiceover, that voice from within the Dark Aether that says this to us. He tells us straight up he wants to consume our world for himself, but it is only us that can let it in.
We belong in your world. Do not be afraid. We mean you no harm. Bring them to the Aether. You cannot withstand our fury. You will torment us no more. We will not be defied.
We know a lot of what we're going to be seeing as a part of the Outbreak Easter egg, or should I say Easter eggs, that will lead into DLC 3, which is Berlin. And from what we've been told so far about that map, Valentina is attempting to open up a gateway to allow someone to escape the Dark Aether. Someone has been talking to her in her head, manipulating her, using her, and telling her to do things.
16th of August, 1984. Personal log. He visited me again tonight. As I slept, he appeared before me. He is but a shadow to me, so close yet so far. He told me to have faith. I must stay the course. There were recent developments last month that were unanticipated. He assured me that all was not lost. His plan, our plan, is still on schedule. He had new instructions for me. I will see that they are completed. We will be reunited. We will rise again. Our destiny is all but assured.
So that was the first cipher. The second one is this. It is a J cipher. The key is crystal clear, and when you decode it, it says Elizabeth, there is a new directive coming and I wanted you to hear it from me first. Perhaps it will help you spare the initial shock when you were informed in person. There is a new project in development that will require a great deal of our Ethereum reserves. Unfortunately, this means that some of your research will be put on hold indefinitely. You are not the only one affected by this. I have been informed that half of all future Ethereum harvests recovered from my extraction rockets will also be diverted to this project. Now, I want to leave you with a question. Be very careful who you mention this to. What do you know about Project Janus? So this time we have a message to Elizabeth, again I believe from Dr. Strauss, because it mentions his Ethereum extraction rockets. Those are Strauss's creation. But we are told that there is a new project going on. Half of all Requiem's Ethereum reserves are going towards this project. We don't know what it is, what it involves, but we are told at the end by Strauss, he asked the question to Dr. Gray, what do you know about Project Janus? And if you just search up that word, Janus, this was the god of beginnings and transitions in Roman mythology. He presided over passages, doors, gates, and endings, as well as in transitional periods ranging from war to peace. Janus was the god of all beginnings, and something that you guys may relate with more is he was nicknamed the Two-Faced Janus. You see many depictions of him where he's seen having two faces, one looking forward and the other looking backwards. Now, I believe this could be looked at in two different ways. Janus, or Project Janus in a zombie storyline, could be seen as good or bad. And one final thing I was wondering is, does he have a huge Janus? You could see Janus being represented as the Shadow Man and Dr. Monty, basically the one together, the two faces, the fact that he is the god of all beginnings. The Shadow Man and Dr. Monty were the first two beings to exist. So I suppose you could see Janus representing Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man, or in our new timeline, the One. I think that's its deeper meaning. But from what we can gather, since Project Janus is to do with Requiem, in the previous cipher we've just heard of someone trying to escape the Dark Aether, it would seem that Project Janus is about stopping that. Since he presided over passages, doors, gates and endings, Project Janus could be to do with stopping the One from entering our world. And Requiem are taking it that serious that they've diverted half of their Ethereum reserves to this project, into making sure that the One doesn't escape. There are people trying to help him escape. Dr. Valentina, maybe Dr. Peck, since there's also a radio from him talking to someone within the Dark Aether. We don't know if that someone is the One or just a random survivor. But then we also have Requiem who are trying to stop it. And not only that, they realise, as we can see from this document, that there may be someone in the Dark Aether who is helping us. On this memo where they're talking about the crates we find in Outbreak, they say at the end, all three classifications seem to support your theory. Someone in the Dark Aether is trying to help us. Sometimes the method is unorthodox, collecting essence, trial by combat, but the end result equips our strike team with the tools necessary to survive. The who, how, and why remains a mystery, but there is some comfort knowing that there's someone over there that may be on our side, for now at least. So we have someone in the Dark Aether against us, but then we have someone helping us because we have things just as we did in our old zombie storyline, like the mystery box, the weapons on the wall, all things that we use to survive against the creatures of the Dark Aether. Could it also be the One who is giving us these things? That's exactly what Dr. Monty did in the previous timeline. He was manipulating us. In one way, he was keeping the cycle going, making sure we were trapped, but on the other end, he was also helping us by providing us with the mystery box, weapons and stuff like that. Like Dr. Monty, maybe the One is manipulating us. So there we go. 2 new ciphers solved within Season 3 Reloaded. Definitely go ahead and check these out for yourself. I will leave the link to the Twitter down in the description. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.